How's it going, folks? So today I'm going to be checking out a brand new band. This is the debut single of the band Vigilia or Vigilia. I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced, how that G is sounded. I'm just going to go with Vigilia or Vigilia. You know what? I'll say Vigilia. But the name of the song is Liminal. And this is actually a brand new project here from Eric Rain of Tales of Arkan and other things. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I've been following on social medias and all that stuff, and it's being touted as modern metal meets 80s and 90s synth and all that good stuff. And I mean, that's just speaking my language right there. So really, really excited. And the video is also supposed to incorporate all the lore, the internet YouTube videos and stuff of back rooms and all that good stuff. I'm partially familiar with all that, but anywho, I think this should be fun. I'm really, really excited that it's here, so let's give it a listen. Rangers, go.
Feels like I'm losing my mind. I'm tired of being here. The never-ending night must start again. The love we suffer once identity. There's not the world. Darling, this long never-ending thought that goes highways and walls are rotating time.
Wow, very, very brief song. It's a lot to really kind of just take in on one listen because it's such a short song. I definitely feel like it requires multiple listens to fully get a grasp on it because it's almost like it's here and then it's gone. You know, it almost could have just breathed a little bit more or just been a little bit lengthened just to really help it sink in, you know, to the listener on a first time listen. But it's also not a bad thing that it's relatively brief because then it encourages more listens, you know, because you kind of want to jump back in and listen again a second, third, fourth, fifth time to really try to pick up what you might have missed. So this is one of those songs that I'm just going to be upfront about, is that it's very difficult for me to do a full kind of review or commentation or just commentary on the song or whatnot off of just one listen, because it is just here and it's gone, and there's a lot to unpack within, but I'll do my best. First and foremost, this bad boy starts out the gate just, I mean, head banging. I love that. I mean, that's just tight. Like, I just really, really love that. And it just sets the stage right off the rip, where you're head banging, and it's like, okay, this is definitely, got some power. It's definitely got some oomph to it. So I thought it was a really cool way to just kind of introduce the song. There's no build up. There's no waiting time before you really get into the song. It's just boom, so that's one thing about it. It's short, but it does not waste any time. So, I love that, the drums and the guitar going in unison with the real headbanging riff. But then as the song goes, it kind of gets more melodic and all that. I really like the chorus, especially like in the chorus. I would say it has a lot of 90s flair, like even in the melody and the way it's delivered. It really just kind of reminded me of some kind of 90s rock sort of stuff. So there's a lot of little influences in here, and I already knew that going in, just because, like I said, it's supposed to be a project that's kind of modern metal meets 80s and 90s kind of synth and rock, I guess, because there's a lot of 90s rock influence in here, in my opinion. And a little bit of the 80s synth. That's one thing, is I kind of wish the synth was a little bit more prominent. I mean, there's a lot of times where you can kind of hear it in the background, like the tone, and that's where like the real 80s style comes from, I would say. Like there, like in the verses and stuff, you kind of just hear this nice backdrop almost of some rich synth oriented tones kind of playing, nothing too crazy for the most part. In some spots, you get a little bit more, like in the bridge. I really enjoyed that. But even in the bridge, when it first kind of started, I could kind of hear it in the background, and then it kind of gradually becomes more prominent. So I enjoyed that. But I kind of wish that you could hear the synth a little bit more in the forefront, as opposed to really just kind of in the background. But, I think that would have helped boost the song and boost the vibe and boost the unique combination of styles, a little bit more than just having it, just much more in the background. So those moments where you could hear it a little bit more clear, I really dug that. But really, like the guitar is kind of like in the forefront, and the drums are pounding too, and then you can hear the bass, doing some intricate stuff, which was cool. But yeah, I like the whole vibe of the song, like there in the verses and then into the chorus. It's a nice melody, nothing that like shoots for the moon or anything like that. Everything in the song is relatively contained, but in context of the rest of the song, the chorus really kind of has a little bit of a soaring element to it, to where it's got a lot of, just power, and it kind of lifts the song up a bit, because when it first starts with that guitar, I mean, you're down in the trenches. I mean, it's just heavy. But then the vocal melody you get, it kind of lifts it up out of there a little bit, which is nice. And I was really, really warming up to the chorus, but again, that's why I would have to listen to the song again, because by the time I was really kind of warming up to it, the song was over. So, but yeah, I liked that vibe, and I liked all of that, and just the way the song was constructed. Great vocals on both sides. I like that dual male and female vocals. It worked really, really well. And, again, there's so much packed into this 3-minute song. It's difficult to kind of wrap my head around all of it after just one brief listen. But yeah, I like that element with the male and the female vocals, and the melodies were nice. And one thing, there's a lot happening in the background of this song. Aside from just that ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, part, I could hear, like, even in like the verses and the chorus and all that, there's some intricate guitar play and stuff happening in the background, but it gets a little bit muddied in there. There's almost too much happening in spots to where my ears are getting kind of confused. Like, I'm trying to listen to the vocals and the main riff or the main melody, but then it's like you pick out a little bit of this intricate stuff happening, and it's like I want to hear that too, but it's just almost too cacophonous, where there's just a lot happening in there, and all of the sounds kind of start to blend in a little bit together. So I don't know if that's like in the mixing or whatnot, if that could be cleared up just a little bit, so that you could really take in and appreciate all of the nuance happening, all the intricate stuff happening in the background, and have it all kind of flow together. Because that's really my one like main critique, because wanting more synth in the forefront, that's kind of like a wish. I still think it would enhance the song a bit, to have a little bit more in the forefront, the synth, instead of just in the background. But the main thing, though, is really just in those moments where there's all of this stuff happening at once, if I could hear everything a little bit more distinctively, instead of it all just kind of becoming muddied together a little bit, and very difficult to distinguish between what's happening in there. So that happened in a couple spots, and again, I don't know if that could be rectified in the mix, or what have you, but just all of the sounds, just the nature of the tone of the guitar, it kind of drowns out certain things, and then you have the vocals going, and there's just a lot. There's just a lot happening in there. So yeah, it just makes it difficult to fully appreciate everything that's really happening in there. And again, I'm saying that maybe that could be cleared up in the mix or this and that, but it also could just be potentially cleared up by multiple listens. So perhaps it's just off the first time, it's tough, but then you listen to it some more, and then it becomes clearer, to the listener. So that's why I said, this is a difficult song for me to just listen to once and then really try to, give a commentary or my thoughts on it, because it's a lot to unpack, and it's so brief and it's so just punchy that, there's a lot in there. So I'm definitely going to have to listen to this some more. I really like what I hear, and I like all the different influences, especially kind of like the 90s rock infused sort of moments, and then you got the synth in there, which I still wish I could hear a little bit better, but a little bit more in the forefront, and then just the real heavy kind of headbanging riffs, and it's just, like I said, there's just so much packed in here. So yeah, it definitely demands further listens, but I like the style, I like the vibe, I like what I hear. I'm gonna have to listen to this song some more, and I look forward to what this band continues to create. And that's one thing that I really respect about Eric Rain, is that he really likes to experiment and try different things. And, I actually had a Ranger talk with him quite some time ago, which I highly recommend you check out to get some insight into his songwriting process and all that good stuff. And it was mainly about Tales of Arkan, but he even says that, he likes to just create what he feels like creating, instead of catering to one certain thing, or catering to, maybe this is popular, or this is that. It's just, he likes just creating things that are different, whatever he feels like making. And that's always evident in his music, because there's always a unique flavor to it. And it's what he wants to make, and that's always really, that's just really refreshing, for an artist to do that. And it makes it always exciting to listen to new material because you're not quite sure what you're going to get, but it's definitely going to be something somewhat unique. So yeah, pretty cool song here. Love the influence of all the different styles, and yeah, I look forward to more. I'm really curious to hear more. So let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this song here? The video was cool too. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it has to do with back rooms and all that. The lore behind all of that good stuff. But yeah, pretty neat. So yeah, let's talk about it all in the comments down below. What y'all think? And I'll catch y'all next time. Ranger out.